Hello everyone, this is Whitebox here with another game of Spirit Island. I'm to the fourth of my series going through all the Horizon Spirits against Brandenburg-Prussia level 3. And that is going to be Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. Don't know a lot of the spirit, haven't looked at its cards yet, so this is going to be an exploration for me as well as for everybody else. I did say that I was going to do a special here about the next expansion, Nature Incarnate, which just got put onto backer kit yesterday, but there wasn't a lot of new information really. One spirit revealed, so I think I'm gonna wait on that until all the spirits are revealed so I can go into them. That'll be I think they're doing one a week, so about 2 months from now I'll go in and talk about the spirits that they've released for Nature Incarnate. Otherwise, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on that. I'm gonna focus on what I've got here, what's actually available. So let's go into Rising Heat of Stone and Sand and see what's going on. So with this spirit, Dahan herders are very familiar with Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. The signs of its presence are passed down from generation to generation, so it can be acknowledged and thanked for safe passage across its scorching domain. Even after centuries, the spirit remains a bit unclear on why living things get so happy about fatal desiccation, but the Dahan makes such pleasant patterns across its sands that it's happy to forbear. It is mostly found in sandy and rocky lands with sparse vegetation, but may also reside in volcanic areas, or even stretches of gravel or sand amidst wetter climates, radiating intense and unusual heat all around. The setup here is to place 2 presents on your starting board in the highest numbered sands. I'm going to be going back to board G here. My highest numbered sands is land F, or land 5. I start with my 4 unique powers and 0 energy. My playstyle: Weaken and Destroy. It likes having sacred sites where there are towns and cities, as it makes all spirits damage there more effective. Has an easier time setting up sacred sites in sands and mountains, but can do so in any terrain with a bit more time. It looks like it's mostly offense, and a little bit of fear, control, defense, and utility, but mostly offense spirit. I like the effect here. It's kind of got that mirage effect on the art, so that's pretty cool. So let's go into its board. So let me hold that up so you can take a look. Growth options, just like with all these spirits, it's pick one amongst 3. So it's got reclaim cards, gain a power card, and gain +1 energy. So a decent reclaim with that gain power card. It can place 2 presents in sands or mountains at a range of 3, so that's pretty good. And it can gain a power card, add a presence, or gain 2 energy with a 3rd option. Presence tracks have a couple elements, mostly on the top track. Earth and Fire, so similar to Volcano. This would be a nice spirit to pair with Volcano. That would be a fun one to do, I think. So that might be one of my first games after I get through this series. Do Rising Heat and Volcano. And then its innate is Scorch with Waves of Heat. It's a slow power. Range 1 from a sacred site. Targets any land. It does damage. That's it. Just damage. So first it starts just doing damage to explorers, and then it can do damage to towns and cities. So just lots of damage. And then special role here is Blistering Heat, and that's the big thing that sets this spirit apart. At your sacred sites, invaders have -1 health to a minimum of 1. So my towns are going to have 1 health, my cities are going to have 2. So that's going to be good. Let me go ahead and place my presents down, and then I'll go into the cards that the spirit has. And then I'm going to use teal as my marker. And I think I've seen one of these cards in one of the previews, but otherwise I'm not too familiar with them. So this will be new for me as well as for everybody else who hasn't touched this spirit yet. So first up, I've got Call on Herders for Aid. So this is a slow power, range 2, targets any land. Gather up to 2 Dahan. For each Dahan present, push up to 1 explorer, town, or Dahan. Which, interesting. So it gathers and then pushes afterwards. So that's pretty cool. Next, I've got Gift of Searing Heat. And the nice thing about these spirits for this expansion, for Horizons, is I think all of them have some sort of gift. They all have a way to interact with other spirits. So in this case, target another spirit. It's going to let me target myself since this is true solo. But target spirit gains 2 energy, or target spirit may pay 1 energy to do 1 damage in one of their lands. Then I've got Stinging Sandstorm. It's a slow power, range 1. Gather up to 1 of your presence, 1 fear, and 1 damage. And if this power makes a sacred site, then your special applies there immediately. So that's cool. It's a good way to get a sacred site into a mountain or wetland, or a jungler wetland especially. And then Sweltering Exhaustion. It is fast, range 2 from a sacred site, 1 fear, and skip up to 1 ravage or build action. And that's 2 energy, so that's a little expensive. So yeah, interesting. So I'm not sure. Its playstyle is mostly damage, so just reduces the invader's health, and then you can just do small amounts of damage there. Major powers, well, let's see. I think its energy gain's okay. Not as good as some of the other spirits, but the 2 energy option for growth is not bad, so that's going to be okay. Let me do my initial explorer, and then I'll kind of figure out what I want to do with this spirit. So my initial explorer is going to be in jungle. Get a couple explorers out there. And that's going to make it a little challenging. I don't have much defense. I can skip ravage actions, I can skip build actions, so that's okay. But that is expensive. I don't know that I want to do that just yet. Just so I can kind of grow a little bit faster, I will probably let one of these lands go. Probably land 6. There's no Dahan there, there's no Blight there, there's no presence there, so it doesn't really hurt me to just let that Blight. And I can focus my growth on just kind of powering up my spirit instead, and focus elsewhere. And I think that'll be better. As far as card plays, I don't know what I want to do yet, so I can gain some energy. I can maybe kill that explorer there. It seems like a waste. Stinging Sandstorm might be okay, because that'll let me clear out the town there. So I think, to start out, I'm actually going to do a growth 3. I'm going to add a presence at a range of 1, and I'm going to go, I think I still will go bottom track. Yeah, bottom track will be good. I'm sticking with the theme of going bottom track with all these spirits, at least at first, so I can show off what their unique cards do. So let's go bottom track. I'll place the presence after I get a minor power. So nothing important going on. So my minor options here. I have Rouse the Trees and Stones, good elements. I've got Gift of Constancy, one of the best minors, so that's okay. Land of Haunts and Embers. And Entrancing Apparitions. So Land of Haunts and Embers, it's a lot of fear, so that's good. It's got decent elements. I like fire and air. I also like fire and earth, so Rouse the Trees and Stones is not too bad. And it does damage. With that 2 damage, I would actually be able to kill a city and a sacred site. So Rouse the Trees and Stones is good. I like that one. I don't think I'm going to get my innate this turn unless I do Lands of Haunts and Embers. Well, I have my other cards, so I can possibly get that. So I think I'll take Rouse the Trees and Stones, actually. Thematically, it's okay. I'm rousing the stones, and I'm a spirit of stone, so I like that one. So let's go with that card. I get 2 energy. And I'm going to place from bottom track. I'm going to go into this land number 7, so I'll go over there. Alright. Now I like this Call on Herders for Aid. It's a cool card, and I might be playing that this turn just to clear out land number 6, although we'll see. I can always change it up and go somewhere else, so that's not bad. So I think I'm going to play Stinging Sandstorm and call on Herders for aid. I'm not going to get either of my innates, but that should be okay. We'll see how that works out. I get 1 presence just from growth. I could also do Rouse the Trees and Stones, but I might save that. I'll see if I can possibly kill a city with that one instead. So yeah, let's stick with this. I'll go with Call on Herders for aid and Stinging Sandstorm. Both slow powers, so that's going to be slow. And then I go into the Invader base. So no fear card. They're going to build in jungles. We've got 2 towns. And then they'll explore in sands. That's okay, I can get into the sands and do some work with that. Okay. Alright, I like that. I've kind of got a plan in my head for what I'm going to do next turn already based on that exploration, so I'm okay with what's going on right now. Then that's it. So I'm going to go into my slow powers. So I don't have my innate, I don't have Scorch with Waves of Heat just yet, but I do have 2 slow powers. So first, I'm going to do a Stinging Sandstorm. I'm going to gather up to 1 of my presents into land number 7, and then I'm going to do 1 fear and 1 damage. So because these towns have -1 health, I only need 1 damage to kill it, and that gives me 2 fear. Hey bud, how you doing? Alright, so now that I've done that, I have Call on Herders for aid. So I could clear out land 5 just to stop them from building and just let 6 go. I could also clear out land 3 so that they don't build a city there. So either of those is probably a good option. I don't mind them building a city, but I think I might rather stop it just to clear it out, and then I'll worry about other lands later. So I'm gonna let land 6 blight next turn. I think that's okay. Now I am playing against Brandenburg-Prussia 3, so there's a chance, a pretty high chance that jungles are gonna come up again. But I think I'll be able to get in there and deal with that next turn if I need to. So let's go ahead and use Call on Herders for aid on land number 3. I'm going to gather 1 Dahan, and then for each Dahan present, I can push 1 Explorer, Town, or Dahan. So I'll push the Explorer and Town down into land 2. And I'm okay with stacking up there, because I can eventually do a lot of damage. If I get in there, I'll be able to clear that out. So that's that. Then I discard cards and go back to growth. So for turn 2 here, let's see. I had a plan in mind. I might change it up a little bit. I think I'll be alright. I can make them skip a Ravage action, so I could potentially stop that, but I don't think I need to. It doesn't seem too important. Gift of Searing Heat's okay. So I can do a gift, probably a growth 2, but I can potentially put off the reclaim if I just do another growth 3 and get some energy, gain a power card, and keep rolling that. I don't think I need 3 card plays yet. And I wouldn't have the energy to play all my cards if I went to 3 card plays anyway. So I could do growth from top instead. That might be alright. But that's not going to let me hit the 2nd level of my innate anyway. If I hit the 1st level, that'll be okay. Okay. Yeah, let's go with another power card and gain more energy, and I'll just keep slow growing here. Maybe not the best. I'm not sure about the growth patterns for this spirit just yet, so I'm still figuring that out. But I'm going to add a presence into land 5. I might change that. I'll wait and see what card I draw first. let's draw a couple power cards. This is another growth 3. I've got Quicken the Earth Struggles, nice. Reach and Grasp, Gnawing Root Biters, and Call to Tend. So Quicken the Earth Struggles I think is going to be very good on this spirit. 1 damage to each town or city. When I can reduce the town and city health by 1 is great. And Defend 10, it's nice and versatile. I want Sacred Sites, so the Sacred Site requirement's not too bad. So I am going to go with Quicken the Earth Struggles. So that's alright. Now I can go with my growth. I think I want to go from bottom still. Eventually, and I can probably go with the 3 card plays next turn. I think I'll be able to hit that. So let's go from bottom. I'll still put my Sacred Site into land number 5. Or maybe I can just do it in land 2. Because I can use Gift of Searing Heat next turn to kill the town that they build. It's not too bad. And I can potentially try to clear out land 2 next turn. At least do a bunch of damage there. It's tricky. I'm not sure which would be best. I think I'm okay there. Then I will get 2 energy from that. Get 1 energy for presence. I have 2 card plays. Let's do... Just Searing Heat's probably alright. Sweltering Exhaustion. If I do both of those, I will be able to do 2 damage to... Yeah, that might be okay. I'll be able to clear out a land that they explore as well. That's a little bit expensive, but let's go with Gift of Searing Heat and Sweltering Exhaustion. I'll save my miners for next turn. That's 2 energy. Cool. So I just need something with fire next turn if I pick up a miner, and I'll be able to hit the 2nd level of my innate to do 2 damage, so that'll be pretty nice. Cool. That'll be good. So let's figure this out. Okay. So I've got that. Let me go into fast powers now. So first fast power that I have is Gift of Searing Heat. I'm just going to pay 1 energy to do 1 damage in one of my lands. And I'll stop that build, just so I don't have to worry about it next turn. And then I have Sweltering Exhaustion? Sweltering Exhaustion, yeah. So I may as well just stop the Ravage. I'll go here, put a marker. It's 1 fear and skip up to 1 Ravage or build action. So I'll skip that Ravage. Okay, I still don't have a fear card, so I go to the Invader phase, and they are going to Ravage. Right here, they do 1 damage, not enough to bite the land. And the Dahan fight back and kill that Explorer. Right here, they're skipping the Ravage. Then they're going to build in sands. Both sands are empty, so that's fine. And then they're going to explore in jungle and sands. So that's good that I stopped the Ravage here. It would have been trickier to deal with it if I had to worry about a cascade, and now I don't. So I'm going to add a presence in there, presence in there. And this actually works out okay. Land 3 is going to take care of itself, which is awesome. I don't have to worry about that at all next turn. Land 5, it might be nice if I can clear that out. It's good that I cleared it out right now, I think. But now I go to my slow power, which is Scorching Waves of Heat. And I have the 1st level, so I can do 2 damage to Explorers only. which means I can clear out either land 7 or land 5. Or I can kill 2 explorers from land 6, but that doesn't seem as important to me. So I'm going to clear out either 5 or 7 and kill one of those explorers. I'm not sure which one's best. I do have Quicken the Earth Struggle, so I can just defend land 7 if I need to. So I think that's fine. So again, I think I'll just stop them from building in land 5, so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to use Scorch with Waves of Heat here on land 5, clear that explorer out, and now I don't have to worry about that build next turn. So that is good. I'm going to discard cards and go back to Growth. Alright. And I'm going to get to 3 card plays this turn, so I want to gain another miner, and this time I'm looking for something with fire. So let's go with Growth 3, get my 2 energy, get a miner, and there's a good chance that I get something with fire here. I've got Purifying Flame, Voracious Growth, Veil of a Night's Hunt, and Enticing Splendor. Only one thing with fire. Purifying Flame is... I like the card. I don't know. Some people say it's not great, but I don't know. I use it a lot. So I am going to take Purifying Flame here. Not just for the elements. It'll let me remove a blight as well, which is great. And the 1 damage per blight's not bad. I'm considering I can reduce town health, so that's okay. I get 1 energy for presence, and I'm going to place from bottom track. I will place... Yeah, I'm not going to get much out of Quicken the Earth Struggles, but that's okay. Playing it for the elements this turn. Next turn I might play it for the defense. Let's go. Start getting into land 2 maybe. There's a lot there. Yeah, that might be okay. Or I can go into land 6. Let's see, they're going to build... I won't be able to get a Sacred Site there for Quicken the Earth Struggles, but that's alright. So yeah, I'll go into land 2. Set up for next turn again. Play my 3 cards. Not probably the most efficient use of these, but I think it'll work out okay. And then I'm ready to go. So let's go into my fast powers. Quicken the Earth Struggles, I'm not really going to get much out of, because I don't have a Sacred Site where there are buildings right now. So it doesn't matter. I'm not going to use it. So that's my only fast power. Still have no fear cards. I'm very slow on generating fear so far. But I will go to the Invader phase. Ravage. That will do 1 damage in land 3. And then that guy will die. Then they're going to build in jungles and sands. The sands are empty again, but they will build in jungles. A city there. And a town there. And then explore in mountains with escalation. So the escalation for Brandenburg-Prussia, again, is that you add a town to a land without a town. So I don't really want to put it in jungles or sands. I can put it in jungles. Don't really want to put it in sands. So I think I'll just put it in land 4 and deal with it in the future. Okay, so that's their invader phase. I'm going to go into my, my slow powers. I've got a couple. So first up, I will clear this blight with Purifying Flame. I have no blight on the board, which I like to see. Then I've got both Rouse the Trees and Stones, and I've got the 2nd level of Scorch with Waves of Heat. Don't have the 3rd level just yet, but I'll be able to do 2 damage within 1 range of a Sacred Site. I can also do 2 damage within 1 range of a Sacred Site from Rouse the Trees and Stones. So that might be the way to go. So where do I want to put that? Well, that will let me do 4 damage somewhere. And it's not super efficient because I don't have sacred sites where there are buildings right now. I would like to see that. But I can at least stop one build. So I'm going to use Rouse the Trees and Stones and land 8. Do 2 damage, which will kill that town. Gets me my first Fear card. And then with my innate, with Scorch with Waves of Heat, I think I'll do 2 damage. Let's see. I could do it in land number 7 and just clear that out so I don't have to worry about it. Could do it in land 2 or 4. But there's no wetland out yet, so just so I don't have to worry about defending land number 7 next turn, I'm going to use it right here. This town has -1 health, so I do 2 damage and can kill both the town and the explorer. And that gets me another fear for the town destruction. Well, let me discard my cards and go back to growth. Now I do have to reclaim, so I'm going to do growth 1. I get a power card for that. Let's get another minor. And I think if I go with another growth option now, it's going to be a major if I get another power. But I'm going to do one more minor. So I've got Encompassing Ward, Song of Sanctity, Visions of Fiery Doom, and Steam Vents. Steam Vents is perfect elements. I think that works really well. So I've got this Rising Heat of Stone and Sand, and then there are some Steam Vents popping up beneath the earth and blasting the invaders as well. Let's go with that. They're having a very sweaty time, these invaders. It'll also be relatively easy for me to hit the threshold on Steam Vents, so if I need to destroy a town with that, I can. I get 1 energy for that as well, 1 energy from Presence, and now I can go into my powers. So I have 3 I can play, not a lot of energy. I don't really have to worry about the Ravage. I'm fine with letting that blight. I think it's okay. And I can just worry about clearing out other things. Oh, I realized I used Rouse the Trees and Stones on land 8 for a reason. In addition to the 2 damage which destroyed the town, I could have pushed this explorer out. And I would have pushed him into land 7, just because the Ravage is going to deal with him anyway. So that was from last turn, just cleaning that up a little bit. So the board's in a pretty good shape. I don't have to worry about too many things. Which means I have some flexibility here in what I want to do. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a sacred site over in land number 2 yet, but I can use Stinging Sandstorm to get one over there, so I definitely want to play that. I want to hit some thresholds with Scorch with Waves of Heat as well, and that's going to help clear that land out quite a bit. So let's go with maybe Steam Vents. I don't think I need Steam Vents. Purifying Flame's okay. Well, it's not that great this turn, actually. Well, I mean, I can probably completely clear out land number 2, but I don't actually need a lot for that. Let's go ahead and call on the herders for aid. And I guess I will go with Steam Vents, because I'll be able to hit the threshold on that and destroy a town. I think I'll be able to do a lot this turn. Okay. Each of those costs 1, so again, I'm down to 0 energy. But that's okay, I think. And let me go into my fast powers. So first fast power, I'm going to use Steam Vents on land number 2. I have 3 Earth, so I can destroy a town. That gives me a fear. And that's my only fast power. So next I have my fear card. Power level 1 still. So isolation. Each player removes one town or explorer from a land where it is the only invader. So I'll remove that town from land 4. That's pretty good. I could also remove it from land number 1, but I'm not as worried about that. I'll protect that next turn. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Next, I have the invaders. So they're going to ravage in jungle. This one, again, they do 1 damage. The Han will fight back and kill that explorer. Both sands are empty. And then they will successfully blight land number 6. But again, not too worried about that, at least for the moment. Hopefully jungle doesn't come up again soon. And then, I'm sure I just jinxed myself. Then I'm going to build in mountains. So building in mountains, they're going to build a town over here. And then explore sands. That's alright. Get those sands. Add a town to a land without a town. Let's put it into... I can actually put it in land number 2. There's no town there, just a city. So that's okay. It is, yeah, just without a town. So yeah, that's good. I can stack up there. Okay. And then I go to my slow powers. So first I'm going to use... Let's see. Yeah, let's do it that way. So I will call on herders for aid. I'm going to use that on land number 2. No, I'm going to use that on land number 1. Gather up to 2 Dahan. Nothing to gather, but that's okay. Because then for each Dahan present, I can push up to 1 explorer, town, or Dahan. So I will push an explorer and town into land number 2, which is getting a little crowded. But then I'm going to go ahead and use Stinging Sandstorm. Gather one of my presents from land 5 over to land 2. I do 1 fear and 1 damage. The 1 damage is going to be enough to kill a town, so let's do that. That got me an additional fear. And then I have a couple thresholds here for Scorch with Waves of Heat. So first I have 2 damage to explorers only. So I will kill those 2 explorers. And then I have 2 damage, because I have 3 fire and actually 3 mountain. So with the 2 damage, I can actually kill that city. Because it only has 2 health. I don't quite have the threshold for the extra 2 damage yet. So can't get there. But that's pretty good. Cleared out a lot of that land. And then I can go back to growth. So with this growth, I think I want to do a double growth from top. I think that's the play. These sands, I'm not too worried about. I can deal with them relatively easily. But I do have to do something about land number 6 at some point. Okay, yeah, I won't worry about it just yet. I'm going to go for 2 energy from top. I think that's going to help me a lot to just kind of keep going and not have to rely on the 2 energy from growth 3 all the time. And I'll be able to take a major next turn and have more energy for it. I want to go 1 into land number 5. And 1 into land number 3. Okay, I get 2 energy this turn instead of just 1. And then 3 card plays still. Move this a little bit over. So, let's see which cards I'm playing. I'm going to do Gift of Searing Heat. Rouse the Trees and Stones. And Purifying Flame's not great, but it's going to hit some elements, so that's really what I'm playing it for. Although it might be better to get the earth instead. No, I have 2 earth. I unlocked an earth, so that's okay. So, yeah, that should be fine. Okay, cool. So that's that. Alright, I'm ready to go for fast powers. So I have Gift of Searing Heat, and I can target myself because this is true solo. I have no energy, so I'm going to just gain 2 energy. Then we go to the invader phase. Starting out with another... I'll pick it up. Level 1 Fear card. Level 1, so each player may push up to 2 explorers from an inland land. Okay, well that can clear out land number 5, so I won't have to worry about that. I'll just push into land 6, and then try to deal with that later. Okay. Then Ravage and Mountains. Both mountains are empty, so that's fine. Build in Sands. I stopped the build in sand number 5, but I do get a town in land 3. And then explore wetlands. That's alright. Alright, and the escalation here, add a town to a land without one. I'll just throw it into land number 1. Coastal may still be incoming, but I think that's alright. Okay. Alright, I'm good with that. So now slow powers. I'm going to use Purifying Flame from land 2. Or, excuse me, I'm going to use Gift of... Rouse the Trees and Stones first. From land number 2 over to land number 3, I think. Or maybe I can let that go. Let's see. Maybe it's better to start clearing out land number 6. So I can do... Oh, I can't. It's got a blight there. Yeah, so that's fine. So I can actually do the 2 damage and clear out land number 2. Maybe that would be better. Or I can wait until next turn and just kill the city instead. Since I've already got a sacred site there, it's not going to be too difficult. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll let them build the city in land number 2 next turn, so I can kill the city that they build. And I'll go ahead and rouse the trees and stones, and I'll do that on land number 3. So 2 damage. And push that guy. Stack up in land number 2. I have Purifying Flame, which I'll use in land number 6, does 1 damage. And then I also have Scorch with Waves of Heat, which I'll use on land 6. So let's do the 1 damage over here to the city. Then I can do 2 damage to explorers only. Kill those 2 explorers. And then do 2 damage again, this time to the city. And that pushes me into Terra level 2, so that's good. So finally at the point where I can start getting a victory condition. The board's pretty clear. I'm not too worried about losing this game. Again, it's only Brandenburg-Prussia 3, so not too bad. And I can start trying to clear out these towns. If I clear out all of the towns, I win. And I think this is looking like a Terra level 2 victory type game, so we'll see if I can finish that off. But I'm done with my slow powers. I will discard my cards and go back to growth. And I think I want to do growth 3 and get a major now. I'll be able to forget a card from discard, and then I'll have a decent amount of energy to play that major and these cards that I have. So let's do that. I'll gain my major. Got Accelerated Rot, Talons of Lightning, Pillar of Living Flame, and Drop-in Wings of Sunlight. So, Talons of Lightning. I won't be able to hit the threshold this turn, unfortunately, and it's very expensive. If I could hit the threshold this turn, I would actually just win in the fast phase, but I can't quite get there because I don't have another air. So that would have been pretty awesome, but not quite. But I might still be able to do this. Maybe. Don't have that much energy. I'm only going to have 6 this turn. Well, I can gain from top, then I'd have 7, but still not going to be enough. It's just a little too expensive. Pillar of Living Flame's okay. Slightly cheaper, so that's good. Same fear. This is going to be an expensive turn if I take one of those. So maybe Accelerated Rot's actually better, just because I can save energy. Even though it's off element, I think Accelerated Rot's probably the play here. So, as much as I would like Talons of Lightning, if I had one more card in my hand with that I could play an extra air, I would just win in the fast phase this turn, but I can't quite get there. So just to save energy, I'm going to take Accelerated Rot, and that's going to let me clear out land number 6, or possibly 4. We'll see which one I want to do. At least I'll be able to afford that. And then I will forget... I like a lot of the cards that I have, but I'll probably forget Purifying Flame. Don't have any Blight in a Sand or Mountain, so it's not as useful. Okay. I think this is the first time in this series that I've taken a real off-element major, so, but I think it's going to be good. Alright. I get to place a presence as well. I think I'll go from top. It might be good to get to 4 card plays for next turn. Let's see, I need 7 energy for all my cards, though. Right now I'm going to have 6. So if I take from top, I will have enough energy for all 3 of my cards. I think I like that more. So let's go from top. I'll go into land 4. I think maybe 5 would be better. No, I like going into 4. I think that's okay. Yeah, because I'm going to be doing Accelerated Rot probably in land number 6. Well, I can skip the build in land 4, and that would be good. Yeah, if I skip the build in land 4, I won't have to worry about it. So let's just go into land 1 instead. Okay. And then I'll play my cards. I do get 3 energy here. So I have just enough to pay for all these. Okay. Then, yeah, with that, let me go in the fast powers. So I have Sweltering Exhaustion as well as Quicken the Earth Struggles. So let me go ahead and interesting, okay. Well, I kind of wanted them to build a city in land number 2, so I might still let that go. I haven't gotten good use out of Quicken the Earth Struggles, but it's good for the element, so that's okay. So Sweltering Exhaustion, I'm going to go ahead and target land number 4, just to stop them from building there. that's fine. Then, quicken the Earth's struggles. 1 damage to each town or city. 0 range from a sacred site. Now, I actually don't have the second level of my innate, so I think it's okay to stop the city from being built here. So let me do 1 damage to each town and city. That town only has 1 health, so I can kill it for a fear. Yeah, and that's my fast power phase, so let me go to the invaders. Start out with a level 2 fear card. Scapegoats, that's a good one. So in each land with towns and cities, destroy 1 explorer or 2. So yeah, I just get 1 explorer off of that. Not great, but it just is because I've cleared out the board a lot. And then I go to the Ravage and Sands. Nothing happens with that. No presence in Sands. Build in Wetlands. Level the town over in land number 2. And my final stage 2 card is going to be Coastal. I think that's alright. Although, explore. Yeah. Into Coastal. This land is so small, it's hard to fit everything in there. So with the Explorer into Coastal, let's see. Slow powers. Do I want to use Accelerated Rot on land 6, or still use it on land 2? I think I'll use it on land 2, so I don't have to worry about it next turn. So I'll do 2 fear and 4 damage here. Collectively, there's 4 health worth of invaders, so that will clear it out. And do an additional fear for killing that town, so that's 3. Okay, then I also have Scorch with Waves of Heat. No, I don't have that. Never mind. Okay, so that's the end of my turn. I go back to Growth, and I'm doing a Reclaim. So 1 energy and a power card. I'm just going to take another minor. Okay. I've got Delusions of Danger, Uncanny Melting, Shadows of the Burning Forest, and Savage Maw Beasts. Okay. I think I don't love any of these. Delusions of Danger. I can stop the build in land number 3 if I want to. Or 2 fear. Yeah. That's probably the way to go. Shadows of the Burning Forest is okay too, but I think I'll go with Delusions of Danger. I don't know that I'm going to play it, but that is the way to go. So this turn I don't have to worry about the Ravage. I have a level 2 fear card coming up. All I have to do is kill these 2 towns and I win, but it's not the easiest thing in the world at this point. So let's get my 3 energy. And see if I can set myself up to kill those 2 towns. I can probably use Call on Herders for aid to help push stuff into there. Stinging Sandstorm will be good as well, because I can get a second presence in there and build up a sacred site. And what elements do I get out of that? I need another fire. And skipping the build over in land 3 might be okay. Will I have the damage? I think I will. Yeah, I think this will be good. So I think I should have the win in the slow phase this turn. I'll explain it when I get there. So that's 2 energy for Sweltering Exhaustion, 1 for Stinging Sandstorm, and 1 for Call on Herders for aid. It's nice. Hopefully if I do get the win here, I'll be able to win playing just my unique powers. It's nice to do that. And I'm good to go. So, fast powers. I have Sweltering Exhaustion. I'm going to use that on land number 3. Let's see, they're going to build this city in land 1, but I think I'm fine with that. I'm going to be doing a decent amount of damage there and reducing all their health, so I think that's okay. So yeah, I'll stop the build in land 3 instead. Get a fear, and that's that. Now, I have another level 2 fear card, and level 2 is going to be Tall Tales of Savagery. Each player removes 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with Dahan. Yeah, that's great. I can remove this town there, and I think that locks up the win. Okay, they're going to ravage wetlands, so just do 1 damage to land 4. It's not enough to blight it. They're going to build in coastal. I will build a town here, skipping builds there. That one's empty. And then they hit that first level 3 card. They're going to explore mountains and jungles. There's no town adjacent to land 7, so I've kept that clear. But they will get into the other ones, and that's okay. This tiny little mountain in land number 1, and now I have my slow powers. So first up, I'm going to use Call on Herders for aid. I'm going to target land 6, can gather up to 2 Dahan, which I will do. And then for each Dahan present, I can push 1 town and 1 explorer. Then I'm going to do a Stinging Sandstorm. So I will gather 1 of my presents into land 1. Then it's 1 fear. And 1 damage. So I'll take out 1 of those towns with that 1 damage. Alright, and then I have Scorch with Waves of Heat. I can do 2 damage to explorers only, and then also 2 damage. So that's going to be 4 damage total. Again, 4 health worth of things here. So that will let me clear out land number 1. And there are no towns or cities on the board, so this is a Terra level 2 win. So that was another nice game with a new Horizon Spirit. Let me go ahead and score this up, and then I'll go into my final thoughts for this one. Alright, I'm back from scoring this up. This was a 51-point game, so very, very similar to the others that I've done. Hopefully that shows how balanced these spirits are. So far, I think all of my games have been 51 or 52 points, so that is remarkably consistent among 4 different games. And yeah, this was a fun one. So Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. Yeah, I like it. I especially like these 2 cards, I think. Call on Herders for aid and Singing Sandstorm. They feel really thematic. Actually, I guess because the Dahan kind of work with Rising Heat of Stone and Sand, it's thematic that you can call on the Herders for aid since they're crossing your lands, leaving those nice tracks in the desert. You get to use them for help and push some explorers and towns around, and that gives a little bit of control that the spirit does need, so you can push those explorers and towns into your sacred sites. Stinging Sandstorm's very good. You can set up sacred sites across the island very, very easily. Makes you similar to Mud, I guess, where you're just kind of squelching sacred sites around the island. Yeah, that was cool. I like the spirit. Probably not my favorite. I think Mud is still my favorite of the new spirits that I've tried so far. But I am excited to play this with other spirits when I can really combo with Gift of Searing Heat with other spirits. I think that's going to be super fun. So maybe, let me know if this is something you want to see, but I think a Fire Spirit game might be good for 2-handed and do Rising Heat of Stone and Sand along with Volcano. Volcano is one of my favorites, so I think that would be a cool combination. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed this game with Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. Next week is the finale of this series. Finale of me going through true solo games with all the Horizons of Spirit Island spirits. I'm going to be finishing up with Eyes Watch from the Trees. And I think it's appropriate that it's going to be Halloween week because this spooky boy is going to be my last one for the series. So that'll be super fun. This is the one I've been looking forward to the most, so leaving it for last I think was a good thing. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. But if you have any suggestions for what game I can do after that one, what combos you would like to see, I want to stick with doing Horizon Spirits and pairing them with original spirits from the base game as well as the expansions. So if you have any particularly fun combos that you want me to do with these Horizon Spirits, let me know in the comments and I'll try to make that happen. As always, though, thank you for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see everyone next week.